Hey everybody, Living Life with Donna, and today we'll be baking. Still having frost, so I still can't put some of the plants in. But today, my sister is wanting healthy cookies, so we're going to make the lunchbox chocolate chip cookies. I don't know if you can see that. And so I got all my ingredients here. We need unsweetened applesauce. What else? Almond. This is Bob's Red Mill almond flour, and they also have, I believe, Red Mill has other kinds of flours too. We need that. We need dry sweetener, so we're going to use the raw organic cane sugar. What else we got here? Flax seeds. Let's see, we got some. This again, Red Mill. This is the flax seeds. What else is on here? Of course, vanilla extract, almond butter. This is Justin's classic almond butter, naturally delicious. We need baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda, because I had looked, she brought some ingredients because she didn't think we had them all. So she brought the baking powder, but it actually calls for baking soda, which we had some, so be careful when you're watching. And then it's, of course, your chocolate chips, and this is Lily's semi-sweet bacon chips, no sugar added because it's made with stevia, the natural sweetener that even diabetics can have. So I'm feeling a little queasy, so just, I mean, we've got that. And it does call for, what kind of flour here? It wants oat flour, and then the whole wheat pastry flour or the sorghum flour, but she's only got the almond flour. So I'm just going to use all almond and hope that it turns out, because she's out walking the dog, so I don't know when she's going to be back. So that's what we're going to do. And like I told you how sick I was with the GoPro. So this is actually just my laptop, and hopefully it'll turn out okay, because I notice if I do the laptop, it's already on there. I don't have to worry about plugging the phone in, downloading and all that. And it did kind of, not frost, but it did get down pretty cold last night, like 39. So I still can't put out the peppers. Other stuff that I bought, I had to bring in, put them in the warm place. So hopefully this weather is going to turn. So let's get started here. And then also, if I have time later on, I'm going to be making this cranberry bread that we've had forever, because I have the cranberries and have all the ingredients. So, because tomorrow's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everybody. And we'll probably just, obviously we're going to sting in or something. Okay, so the first thing we need is a half a cup of the unsweetened applesauce. Any kind of unsweetened you want. This just happens to be, I believe it's organic, non-GMO, but I mean, you know, any kind of applesauce that you have is, I'm sure it's fine. And let me see if I got my half a cup. I had everything. They wrote this on the back of the darn. So make sure that's not 1/3. Okay, that says 1/3 cup. I need a half a cup. So let me get my stuff out of here. All right. Use these little cup things here. Okay, that's 2/3 cup. We need to use that. Got a whole rack here. Half a cup. And it's really hard to see. Okay, here we go. Half a cup. So here's a half a cup. For this, I already got the oven preheated. You're supposed to preheat it to 350. So we're gonna do a half a cup of applesauce. So I'm gonna half a cup and put that in the bowl. So half a cup, should get all that out of there. A cup of applesauce. And these are the pajamas my mom, it's Mother's Day, but she bought us all pajamas. I got this, and then I got that one because Treese didn't like pink. And, but it just says love on there, so listen, I'm not. Oh, here comes Treese. Here comes Treese in. Oh, and we got Molly.
She got a burst of energy.
Did you? Did you get a burst of energy at the end, Molly?
The whole way.
Uh-huh.
Wait, the alley, now we're running.
And now we're running. Did you run, Mel? Oh, she's drinking her water too. Okay, so I just telling the people here on Living Life with Donna that we're making Teresa's cookies, and that Teresa, first of all,
everybody.
Hi everybody. You got baking powder instead of baking soda, but we had baking soda, so I got that corrected.
Oh, good.
And then it wants oat flour and the sorghum.
They didn't have oat flour, so
or the wheat. So I'm assuming you're just using all almond.
Yes.
So which I don't know how that's going to work because it has two different combined flours here. Maybe for the taste, I don't know.
I don't
so
know
okay, everybody's going to be experiment because we don't know. What little treats.
The Instacart shoppers don't always get what I want.
Oh, could you close that? Because that actually is. I think that's actually better for the lighting. Yeah, sometimes when you're ordering online, it's Molly. Did you go for a walk with your aunt? Oh, did you? She you know what? Teresa probably wore her out, so she's going to be out probably for the rest of the day. Okay, so I'm with. Okay, and then we got to do the almond butter. So here's our almond butter, and we need 1/3 of a cup of almond butter. Oh, shooty shoot. 1/3 of a cup. I need to do one more. Oh, shooty shoot. 1/3 of a cup. I had it out the first time. 1/3 of a cup. So I need a little bit more applesauce. Teresa's tired. Okay, so I'm gonna eyeball this. Just a little bit more. Make sure we got all the. Ooh, that's really good. That's really good, Teresa, unsweetened applesauce. So we're just gonna make sure we got everything right here. We don't wanna make it too sweet because I'm assuming if you put too much applesauce in there, it's gonna be kind of soupy, is what I would think, Teresa.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we get everything correct.
I trust you.
Do you trust me? Okay. Yeah, because if I hadn't paid attention to the recipe, we'd be putting baking powder instead of baking soda.
It said baking. I mean, how different can it be?
They're very different. They're very different. Oh boy. Yeah, hence why I'm making the cookies. Of course, she has been cooking lately. If you watch her on Instagram and my story, what is your thing?
Tea slusher.
Tea slusher on there, and she's also got a book coming out. So if you want to get on there and look at that, all that going on. And I don't have that big of a table. We don't have any fancy things here, do we, Trees?
No
fanciness going on whatsoever. Okay, so that was 1/3 of a cup of the applesauce, and now we're going to do 1/3 a cup of the almond butter. And the oven's already preheating. If I can get this. All right, we might have to have Trees get Trees get the top of that off of there. That little thing there. And our sweetener is going to be thank you. Okay, so we want 1/3 of a cup, same thing. 1/3 of a cup of the almond butter. Ooh, that's kind of thick there, isn't it? Get a scoop of that out. All right, 1/3 of a cup. I kind of packed that down just a little bit because you want to make sure you're getting it all in there. Okay, 1/3 of a cup. Oh, you know what I need, Teresa? Is a fork. Okay. Teresa can get us the fork there. I got stuff everywhere. I'll just discombobulate it. Okay. So Teresa's getting the fork. Let's seal up the almond butter. That does smell good, though.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, the almond butter does smell good. All right, what else have we got going on here? Okay, now we're going to have the dry sweetener, what did you do with it? The cane sugar. Okay, so now we got the organic raw cane. Sugar, unprocessed sugar, and of course Teresa brought all new bags, so
because I didn't have any of this in the pantry.
Teresa didn't have any in the pantry. All right, and how much of that do we need? We need a half a cup. So not a one. We need a half a cup now. Let's go over to the half a cup. And the half a cup is. I'm going to use this extra bowl right here just to dump this applesauce, Trees, because I have poured too much. So, all right, now we're going to put some sugar in there. Half a cup of sugar. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me show it. Oh, Jesus, come and take the wheel, because I just dumped it all over the table. But anyway, see how it's a different color? It's brown because it's unprocessed, so they don't bleach it. So that's the organic raw cane. So we're going to put that in there, half a cup. I think these are going to turn out good, trees. And then we're going to do our bread, too. We're going to do this bread that we got. Here, we're going to let Teresa, long she's here, we're going to let Teresa seal that. She's going to seal that up so I don't spill any more of it. Okay, now we got our flax seeds. How many flax seeds do we need? We need 1 tablespoon, which I already have a tablespoon out, so that's cool. All right, so 1 tablespoon flax seeds.
I couldn't remember what a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Which one was the smaller one?
That's okay. That's okay, and that's why I'm helping Teresa out and doing this. But it can be confusing because they do make different sizes. But this is actually whole ground flaxseed meal. So it's. But if you wanted the actual seeds, flax seeds, I'm sure you could do that too if you wanted a more crunchier cookie. Okay, so we got that. So now we're going to do our vanilla. Who doesn't like vanilla extract? Okay, now this is not organic. This is not homemade, which, you know, if you can make homemade vanilla extract. Mrs. Volpe and Living Like what Mrs. Volpe does that. Okay, so we need 2 teaspoons. Okay, here's the teaspoon, trees. That's what a teaspoon looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, some people may not know. That's a teaspoon, and that's a tablespoon.
That's right.
So
We don't judge.
we don't judge. No judgment here. There's no, in this pandemic, there's no judgment. Anything you want to cook, anything you want to do, hey, you know? So we're going to do 2 tablespoons, teaspoons of the vanilla. So there's 1 and 2. So we got that in there. That does smell good. And, you know, you can always, I mean, you got these recipes, but, you know, sometimes I modify. You know, if you want to add something, you know, if you just get the basic stuff in there, if you didn't like the taste of vanilla, I'm sure you could put, you know, peppermint or orange or whatever you wanted to put in there. Okay, now we're going to do the flour. And here's where we're going to have to add the double flour because we got the same flour, but I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to wait on the flour. I'm going to do the half a teaspoon of baking soda. And that is different than baking powder. Okay, and it's just calling for a half, so just a half of a teaspoon. Because if you do put too much in there, I don't know if you've ever had baking soda, but it'd be nasty. It would taste really nasty. Okay. And then a half a teaspoon of salt. Teresa, I didn't bring the salt out. Did I? Half a teaspoon of salt. Because the only organic salt I have is the hard sea salt, but it's the real big granules. So I need the salt, trees.
Where is that?
It's in the cabinet right straight ahead. She acts like she never grew up there. Like she doesn't know where a cabinet's at, and she don't know where we keep the stuff. Really? Okay. So I think she's been in quarantine too long, if you ask me. You see that, Trish? Can you see the salt?
Yeah. That's the crappy salt.
It's the crappy salt because the only kind I have, unless we let Teresa, you know, take the mallet and like actually crush the sea salt that instead of getting it finely ground, I got the big chunks. Okay, but we're just going to do a half of a teaspoon. And the phones are just ringing and ringing. So here, we're just going to put that on there. So just a half a teaspoon. Just a half a teaspoon. Not too much. And then that's the flour. And then, of course, the chips. But now I'm going to do the flour. So now,
Okay, cool.
because she's just doing the almond flour and not the 2 flours that it's recommending.
Curbside.
Which is fine. Okay,
Yeah,
so first we had to do, it called for, where's it at? I'll get it in just a second here. Okay, so we've got the oat flour. So it wants 1 1/2 of oat flour. Who's that, Trace? Kathy Sutton? Oh, you're Kathy? Okay, so we need 1 whole cup. Let's see if we get the cups here. Okay, so this is 1 cup. That's 1 cup. So we need 1 of these and then a half. So we're going to do 1 cup. Ooh, and it's a pretty color too. Ooh, it has like a real, ooh, a real pretty, like, almost like a very light yellow color.
Are they all stopping by? Jim's not coming in, so.
We're gonna have a drive-by in a minute. Who's driving by, Trish, your kid? Our kid, Denise, is dropping by like a drive-by. Well, anyway, here's 1 cup of the almond flour. And then we're gonna do another half of that. And then we're gonna do a half a cup. Let's see if I can get that's 1/4, that's 1/3. I'll get my 1/2 here. And it's really hard to see these, okay, and then this is a half that we did with so we're gonna put a little bit more in there. Do another half. What brings her down this way?
Me brings her down this way.
Molly, where are you? Molly, where you at? You better not be in your uncle's room. Huh? Molly? Hey, where are you at?
Oh, there she is. She's under your table.
You under the table? All right, so that's just not all the way up to the top. So we're going to do the whole.
Her chin's out. Yeah.
We're going to. Could you get her chain off, please? We're going to do the whole.
Take your chain off.
Okay, we're going to do right to the top with that. Oh, no, this turns out good, I hope. All right, so we're going to get that right to the top. Put that in there. And it says you don't need a mixer or a food processor. You can do a fork. Okay, now the last thing, since we've got all the other ingredients in, the last thing is the chocolate chips. And it wants a half a cup. She might go out, if you walk out the door, she might go out with you.
She's not going out.
Are you going to go outside? Tell her you want to go outside? Go ahead, you can go out there. No? Okay. And now we need a half a cup of the chocolate chips. And of course, I'm imagining if you like chocolate chips. And you don't have to use, obviously, if you're not diabetic or you didn't want all this sugar, you can use regular chocolate chips. But this is good because it will be safe for anyone diabetic because it uses that stevia, which is a natural sugar. And then you dump that in. Okay, so we got all our ingredients in. Oven has been preheating. Teresa got me a fork, but I don't know where she put it. She said, yeah, you guys heard her say, yeah, she went to get the fork, right? And I see the kids, oh, they're brought in, she's got some flowers and food from her kid. The kid stopped by. And give me just a minute. I'm going to see if she wants to go outside. Come on, you can go outside.
She's about to get out the gate.
She's not going to get out the gate. Come on. Come on, you want to go outside? Go outside and say hi. Go say hi. Don't let her out. Yeah, she don't bite you. She's real skittish because she's a rescue. Say hi. So the kids are out. The kids are over and they're petting Molly. I'm getting like Mrs. Wolfie walking away from the video now. And I don't think Teresa brought me the fork. She was supposed to. I seen her go in the kitchen, and I thought she said, here is the fork, and I don't see it. So, I'm going to have to get a fork. Let me get a fork and we'll get these cookies. I could have swore she went in here and got one. Okay, we got to use all our muscles and get this all mixed up. See, and of course I made a mess. I got flour everywhere, and it just says to use a real good and just mix everything in. I don't know. It smells good. So let's get that all mixed up. Actually, it's cool outside, but the sun's nice, so hopefully the weather will start warming up because I gotta get those plants in. I mean, they're just. Okay, it's starting to form here. I mean, if you had gloves or you're the type of person, I guess you could use your hands to mix this up, but I don't want to get all that all over me, so. But you got to make sure it's incorporated really good. Make sure it's really, really, really good in there. And hopefully I'll be able to make that other bread for you guys to see. And the kids, they live almost like an hour and a half away, so that was nice of them to come down. She's actually, my niece is the one that her in-laws are fostering paws. Everybody knows about paws, and which I thought was really nice of them. Okay, so this looks like it's pretty. My hand's getting it. It's pretty. I think it smells like peanut butter. And I would imagine if you wanted to, you could use regular peanut butter. You know, modify it to you. I don't think there's anything wrong if you don't like the almond. I'm wondering if you could even use Nutella if you wanted to, or just regular peanut butter, organic peanut butter. You know, I mean, okay, look, it's looking pretty good. If you can see that in there, it's looking pretty good. And this is actually the name of the recipe is called the Lunchbox Chocolate Chip Cookies. So we'll see. I got the oven going. It's been going for a while, so it shouldn't take too long. And you're just supposed to drop some spoonfuls on there, about 2 inches apart, and then you bake for 8 to 10 minutes, no longer. If you bake them any longer, then the crispier they'll get. So, you know, and it said to line two parchment things there. So put it on the parchment paper. It didn't say that you had to spray the parchment paper, so. But I think that's pretty good. Okay. So it's pretty sticky, like the consistency of peanut butter. You know, it's like that. I don't know if you guys ever made peanut butter balls, but it just says to kind of drop them on there. So I'm just going to drop a spoonful of batter and make them about 2 inches apart. Of course, I'm going to try to make it look like a cookie. Just get that on there, about 2 inches apart. And I am using the tablespoon. I'm just scooping it up. I am going to have to use my fingers just a little bit to kind of form them a little bit. Hands are clean. That one looks a little bit bigger than the rest of them. Hey, you know, just try the best you can. Experiment, try it. What else can we do in these times, right? Try to make healthy stuff, because I'm sure we've all gained weight during this pandemic. And so this is just a healthier alternative, I guess. And this seems like it makes a lot. I wonder why they told you to use two things here, because it seems like it's trying to make everything the same size so that they cook the same. It says to make sure that you have them kind of about 2 inches apart. And it is a little messy if you're trying to use your hands, you know, to try to make them uniformed. And I'm just kind of slapping it on there. I can't believe how big Sadie got. Jeez. Get back in just a minute. I gotta wipe my hands, so I'm gonna pause it for just a second. Okay, we're back. Okay, so Lunchbox Chocolate Chip Cookies. Welcome if you're new. We just got done doing this recipe here. And this is how they turned out. I got to put them in the oven, and it says you put them in the oven for, I think it's 8 to 10 minutes. If you want them more crispier, you leave them in there longer. So I'll be back in just a minute after they get done baking. We'll have somebody test them and see how they taste, and I'll show you how they look. Okay, everybody, the cookies are out. I don't know if this is going to be a fail. That's how they turned out. It seems like the tops are mushy, but the bottom is kind of, I left them in there a little bit longer. So we're going to let Treese's snack. We're going to let Treese, come on, Treese, try one. Oh, see, they're kind of falling apart.
They're still hot, though.
They're still hot? Oh, they're still hot. How is it?
Mushy.
Tastes good.
Yeah, let me try one.
It's mushy.
It's a lot of chocolate.
Do what they said. They said 1 cup.
I could live on chocolate.
But
They're good.
like I said, it's very
It's a little
soft.
too much chocolate for me. I'd have to do half that.
Well, it's a little, like I said, it's a little soft. Ooh. But
Let me taste.
May I have one
I
remind?
don't know
Where
if
did you take herself because she's out like a light?
I took her to 33rd up and around to Armor
So
Park
I don't know
and
if-
back.
maybe if you let them cool, they might, like, it seems like the bottom is hard, but the
I like it.
middle is soft.
That's good.
But, I mean, the taste is good. So,
That tastes really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had a cup of coffee. a moment
Okay.
ago.
So, I think we're going to give them a
Yeah,
thumbs
this
up.
This is a good. This is a yes.
Yeah, we're giving it a yes. According to Trees. Dan, you want to try one? We're going to let Dennis try one because he don't like nothing healthy.
Here's the Chipotle stuff.
Well, let's do that right
Here,
now.
Dan, try that. Now this will tell you right here because he's not a healthy person.
These are really
If he
good.
likes them, they can't only see your hands then because it's.
The thing
Is it
is,
good?
then,
Yeah.
you want me to add you though, right?
They said it's good. Okay, so it seems like the cookies were a success. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, if you can.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, I can make that cranberry bread later. I don't know if I will, but thanks for watching, and hope everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day.